The View studio buzzed with its usual morning energy. Cameras rolled, teleprompters flashed, and the audience clapped politely as the co-hosts settled in. Pamela Anderson walked onto the set, radiant and composed, waving to the audience. She had been through countless interviews in her decades-long career, yet something about this day felt different. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the iconic Pamela Anderson," Joy Behar announced, her trademark smile in place. Pamela nodded politely and took her seat on the couch, crossing her legs gracefully. The audience applauded warmly. For the first few minutes, the conversation seemed normal. Her charity work, environmental activism, recent projects, and reflections on Hollywood. Pamela answered smoothly, charming the audience with her wit and candor. But beneath the surface, tension was building. Joy, holding her notes, seemed unusually determined to dig deeper. "So, Pamela," Joy began casually, "your advocacy for environmental issues has been widely praised, but some critics feel your approach can sometimes be polarizing. How do you respond to that?" Pamela smiled, measured and calm. "I believe change requires strong voices. Sometimes people will disagree, but that doesn't mean the cause is wrong." The audience murmured in agreement, but Joy wasn't satisfied. "Well," Joy pressed, leaning forward, "some people have also criticized your past choices in Hollywood, saying that you've been inconsistent in your messaging. Do you think your public persona has sometimes overshadowed your activism?" Pamela's smile faltered slightly. Her instincts told her the conversation was about to take a turn. "I've always been authentic," she said. "I'm human. I learn, I grow, and I make no apologies for evolving." Joy nodded slowly but didn't move on. Her tone sharpened just slightly, almost imperceptibly. The tension was now noticeable to the production team, who began exchanging nervous glances behind the cameras. Pamela took a deep breath. She had seen debates before, but the subtle edge in Joy's voice set off alarms in her mind. This interview was no longer just friendly conversation. It was shaping into a confrontation. Joy's smile remained, but her eyes were sharp. "Pamela, respectfully, don't you think that with a platform like yours, you have a responsibility to speak clearly on controversial issues?" Pamela's posture stiffened. She chose her words carefully. "I take responsibility for my actions. My choices and the causes I support," she said firmly. "But responsibility doesn't mean I have to please everyone or conform to expectations." The audience shifted uncomfortably. Joy pressed further. "Some would argue that staying silent on certain topics is a statement in itself. How do you justify that?" Pamela's eyes narrowed slightly. "I don't see silence as avoidance. I see it as discernment. Not every issue needs public debate. Not every thought requires a microphone." A co-host tried to intervene, smiling awkwardly. "But don't you think transparency helps?" Pamela leaned forward. "Transparency is important. Yes, but it should not be confused with performing for public approval. Authenticity is quieter than that." The studio's energy changed. Cameras zoomed in as tension thickened. The polite morning show atmosphere had transformed into a charged arena. Joy's voice became sharper. "Some people think that your message gets lost because your image distracts from your activism. Isn't that a problem?" Pamela's eyes flickered with controlled anger. She sat up straighter. "With all due respect, Joy, I didn't come here to defend my choices to people who are more interested in conflict than understanding." The co-hosts exchanged worried glances. The production team whispered urgently. Joy tried to regain control. "We're just asking honest questions." Pamela cut in, her tone calm but edged with steel. "And I am giving honest answers. But honesty goes both ways." A long pause filled the studio. The red live light glowed. The audience, sensing the escalation, was completely silent. Pamela rose from her seat. The click of her heels echoed. "I've done interviews for decades," she said. "I know when curiosity ends and provocation begins. And today, this crossed the line." Joy opened her mouth to respond. Pamela shook her head, clipped her mic pack, and walked toward the exit. Cameras followed, the audience stunned into silence. The moment Pamela left, chaos erupted. Producers scrambled to address the audience. Joy turned to the camera, forcing a calm smile. "We're going to take a short break," she said, though the tremor in her voice betrayed her. Within minutes, clips of the incident flooded social media. Headlines blared. "Pamela Anderson storms off The View after heated exchange." Most tense morning show interview ever. Backstage, Pamela's team surrounded her. She was calm, collected, yet her eyes burned with resolve. "I won't apologize for standing up," she said quietly. "I respect myself and my truth more than manufactured drama." Her manager nodded. "You were composed, firm, human." Executives called, producers panicked. Clips circulated globally. The public was divided. Some hailed Pamela as brave, a woman refusing to be bullied. Others criticized her for leaving mid-interview. Hashtags began trending within hours. Stand with Pamela. The View drama. Celebrity clash. Pamela posted a single message on social media. "Integrity is not negotiable. Respect is earned. Not every question deserves a platform." The post went viral within hours. Fellow artists and fans supported her stand. Even critics admitted the exchange highlighted the pressures celebrities face under constant scrutiny. Weeks later, Pamela appeared at a public event. The applause was louder than ever. Her smile was genuine, not forced, not defensive. She had left the show not out of anger, but out of principle. And in that moment, the world saw the true strength behind her fame. The courage to walk away from conflict while remaining unapologetically herself. Meanwhile, The View would replay that tense interview for months, debating what went wrong, but Pamela Anderson's name remained untarnished. The incident became a cultural talking point, a reminder that some battles are not about winning arguments. They're about holding your own truth. Pamela had made her statement loud and clear. Authenticity cannot be negotiated, even under the brightest studio lights.